Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Hope everybody's having a good one so far. Hope everybody's having a good Monday, man. It's Monday, back on the grind. Hope y'all are having a decent one so far. Let's see here. Y'all, hey, welcome in. As y'all come in, hit the like. That'd be awesome. Hit that like, share the video. That would also be awesome. That'd be awesomer if y'all share the video as well. But then can't forget this. Follow the page. All right, follow the page. All right, follow the page. That way, when I post a video or whatever content I'm talking about, whatever post I make, you'll see it most of the time. Maybe most of the time. I don't know. Facebook is kind of funny sometimes, especially with me. But hey, we gotta talk about this situation. I mean, we got to talk about it because look, we can't let the other side dictate the conversation. Okay, they can't control the conversation from beginning to end, and we have no input. We can't let that happen. All right, so I got to speak on it. I have to. It's Mando. All right, this is Mando that I speak on this. So we're gonna get started here in just a bit. In just a bit, we're gonna get started. And y'all can see in the description what it is. All right, y'all see what it is. And yes, we do have video. All right, I'm going to play the video, and I'm going to react to the video of what was said in the interview. Okay, I will have to stop the video ever so often because I don't want them to give me a copyright strike. All right, I already got hit with a copyright strike about a week ago with another live video. That live video went away ASAP. All right, with the quickness, they got rid of that thing. I went off there, but maybe I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and that joker said, your video is no longer available. It has been removed from Facebook. All right. And that was because I used a countdown intro, which is on the app that I'm using to shoot the video right now. Like it's actually like it's a template. It's a template within the app. And they copyrighted me. Hey man, sometimes I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Sometimes they real funny. So with that being said, I know Al Sharpton and them ain't playing, right? So I got to definitely try my best to not, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it's fair use though. It really should be fair use. Because I'm not just playing the video straight through. I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna react to it and give my 2 cents on what's being said. Right? So it really shouldn't be a problem, but they real funny. So I will have to stop the video. I will have to do that. It is what it is. One of those things you got to do. But we're gonna get started here, just a bit. In just a bit. Like I said, as y'all come in, hit that like, hit that like, hit that like, share the video. That would be even awesomer. All right, and then follow the page. Follow me. All right, Milliner, the Captain's Quarters show. All right, I'm bringing you honest, straightforward commentary on news, politics, and hot topics. All right, one of the only places you're gonna get it like this. All right, one of the only places because most people not gonna keep it that real. Okay, so if y'all appreciate the content and everything, the boldness of what you're hearing, then hit that like and share the video and follow the page for sure, for sure. I'm about to get started here just a bit. My dog he was up in my lap a little while ago. The he done laid down over here, so he should be out the way. I should be able to get through this without any kind of interruptions and all that good stuff. Because sometimes he like to get in the camera. I don't know what it is, but I get on this camera and I promise y'all the dog will be minding his business, okay? Running around, just playing with a toy by himself and all that good stuff. And I do play with the dog. I run him crazy. All right. But sometimes he like to chill and do his thing. But then when I get on here, he wants to come over here, start whimpering and all that stuff, try to get in my lap and give me handshakes and daps and stuff. But this ain't the time. All right. But he good right now. He over here chilling on the floor. So we shouldn't have no problems. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get to it. Let's not waste too much more time. Let's get to it, man. Thank y'all for being here. This is the Captain's Quarter Show. I am your host, L. Milliner. All right. And on this page right here, I'm never afraid to rock the boat. All right. And don't you forget it. Now, we had Mayor Stephen L. Reed. All right. Y'all know Mayor Reed, man. Y'all know he's a man amongst the people. All right. That's a joke. But what he's a man, he loves the media. All right. So he goes around. He's been on MSNBC, CNN. He's done News Nation. He's done Al Sharpton show. He's all over the place. All right. So in this one, he just left from doing Al Sharpton's show. All right. I don't know where Mayor Reed is. I think Al Sharpton's in Chicago or somewhere. I think Mayor Reed was who knows where he was at, probably Atlanta or DC or somewhere. But Mayor Reed just got finished coming from DC. All right? He was in DC because they had a conference, and at the conference, I guess some topics came up in regards to what this interview was about, which was about illegal immigration. And Al Sharpton asked our mayor, all right, Mayor of Montgomery, Alabama, Mayor Stephen L. Reed, about that conference and about the way the Trump administration is dealing with deporting illegal aliens and all of that stuff, right? Which is something that we all should be grateful for. Like it's crazy that this is even a party issue, right? This is a political issue because this is common. It's one it's one of those common sense things, right? There are certain issues, certain hot button issues that really don't really belong in the political sphere as far as you being on one side or the other and want to get to be a certain way. Everybody should just appreciate being safe, having a great education system, not having, these teachers teach your kids about being trans and stuff and sexuality and all this stuff. Like, it's just certain things, it shouldn't be a party issue. It shouldn't be a Democrat versus Republican. It shouldn't be a situation where I'm pushing in one direction and you're pulling in another direction. It's just, it's kind of weird. And this is one of them, right? This whole illegal immigration thing. We all should be on the same page. If you come here illegally, right, which means that you're not here legally, right, based on you've already broken the law to get here, it's a no-brainer. Like, you shouldn't be allowed to take resources like schools and welfare, housing, food, like, you know what I'm saying? Get a driver's license. Like, what are we doing? This should not be the case. Like, anyway, these people are doing all kind of protests and stuff. I saw in Mobile today they're doing a protest. They've been in Montgomery doing a protest like a week or two ago. They've been all over the country, all right, doing these protests about illegal immigrants. These people are insane, man. Insane. All right, so let me go ahead and pull up this video and let's watch what is being talked about right here. All right, this is what? So it's on MSNBC. Yeah, of course. Al Sharpton has been on MSNBC for I don't know how long. But anyway, let's listen in and see what is being discussed and let's talk about it.
Nation's top black mayors are finding their cities targeted by the Trump administration. Joining me now is outgoing president of that organization, Mayor Stephen Reed of Montgomery, Alabama. Thank you for being with us tonight, Mr. Mayor, and haven't seen you since the Selma March, just about, a month and a half ago. But Mayor Reed, your conference wrapped less than 24 hours ago. What was the mood of the event?
Very Sharpton, first of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for the continued advocacy on behalf of so many people in this country during this challenging time. You know, I think the mood at the African American Mayors Association was one of challenge. It was one also of seeking opportunity.
Y'all, real quick. I want y'all to see something real quick. All right. Y'all know it's interesting how they love to say, people love to say that Mayor Reed is not a Democrat. All right, I've had people tell me outright that he's not a Democrat. The mayor of the city of Montgomery is a nonpartisan position. You're not gonna run as Republican or Democrat. I know that, but tell me why he got a D right there by his name. Y'all see this right here? Democrat. All right, that's what that represents. All right, Democrat. It can also represent dumb. All right, delusional. Okay, Trump derangement. All right, there's a lot of D words they can represent. But it represents a Democrat in this position, in this situation right here. Let's keep going.
Seeking opportunity to advocate on behalf of our cities and to find that common ground that allows us to bring home the type of projects and the type of opportunities that so many of our residents want to see, whether that's affordable housing, whether that's economic opportunity and workforce development and job growth, while making sure our cities are safe. These were all top topics at the conference, along with how we continue to invest in our cities and our surrounding communities, much like we have been over these last several years.
Now, let's talk immigration and Trump's mass deportation policies. Your colleague, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, had a very pointed response to Trump's threats to withhold federal funds from sanctuary cities like his. Take a listen.
Oh, yeah, this crazy. What y'all finna hear right here, this is I think this is criminal. This is criminal what you about to hear right here. This is outside of free speech. This is criminal. Watch this.
There's a long history of black political leaders talking to people who may not see us as first class, trying to force your will to break the spirit of working people in order to have a conversation. That's terrorism. We're not going to negotiate with terrorists.
Brandon Johnson, who is the mayor of Chicago, Illinois, said that the Trump administration is engaging in terrorism because it's trying to bring back law and order in regards to deporting illegal aliens and making sure that cities can't harbor illegal aliens. He's calling that terrorism. That's some strong language, man. Strong language, boy. They love to talk about language on the left loves to talk about the right using language that's disrespectful and demeaning and deplorable and all this stuff, but then they call us terrorists. Just willy-nilly, free as they want to say it, we terrorists, but you can't call them nothing and they gonna lose their minds. All right, if a person used any words, any kind of slur or anything, it's the end of it. But they can call you a terrorist, no problem. Well, let's see what Mayor Reed has to say, because he ain't gonna be quite as pointed in his delivery. Let's listen to how he puts it.
You personally don't have a dog in this fight. Alabama decided during Trump's first term that it would not support sanctuary cities as a state. But do you feel that Trump is especially singling out black mayors on this issue?
It certainly seems that there's a much greater spotlight on black mayors across this country. And we know that from the history of black mayors being elected in major cities, from Carl B. Stokes in Cleveland all the way through Maynard Jackson in Atlanta Richard Arrington in Birmingham, and so many more, Harold Washington right there in Chicago. So we know that the scrutiny is always greater for us. And I think when it comes to immigration, we stand ready to defend our residents. We know the importance of keeping the lines of communication open.
Hold on. Flag on the play. Flag on the play. That man just say that they gotta reach out to their citizens. To their residents. He called them residents. Let's go back. All right, that's a flag. That's a personal foul. That's a personal foul, roughing the passer. Let's listen back.
Arrington in Birmingham, and so many more, Harold Washington right there in Chicago. So we know that the scrutiny is always greater for us. And I think when it comes to immigration, we stand ready to defend our residents. We know the importance of keeping the lines of communication open between people from all communities that we represent, because it's important for law enforcement, it's important for public health, it's important for public education, as well as the private sector, who benefits quite substantially from that. So we want to make sure that people feel comfortable talking to the police. They feel comfortable sharing information with that doctor or that nurse in the ER, or they feel comfortable talking to that teacher, that counselor, that something is happening in their community. And I think when the threat is out there that they can be deported or someone can be taken off the street at any time, it leads to a breakdown in the type of government and the type of response we all want to provide for our residents and those that are citizens of this country, and those who are legal and those who are trying to attain legal status throughout our cities everywhere.
Hold on a second. So if they're not legal residents, right, or legal citizens, then what are they? Like he said, individuals trying to seek legal citizenship. What? Huh?
And those that are citizens of this country, and those who are legal and those who are trying to attain legal status throughout our cities everywhere.
Now,
so they're trying to get legal status, then that makes them illegal, sir. What are you talking about? This dude right here, man, I swear. This man said that he's going to defend his residents. How they your resident and they from another country? America is not their home country. They are not legal citizens. How are they your resident? He said that they should be able to call police for help. They shouldn't be here. Why would they be calling police for help when they shouldn't even be here? What are you talking about? Talking about going to schools and going to the nurse and stuff, to the doctor. Again, they're using up our resources. Folks, the school system, the hospital, the police department, fire rescue, all of these services, all right, are for American citizens. People who are already born here, all right, or people who migrate legally and then become American citizens legally. All right. What is this? What is he talking about? See, he should be putting more focus on people that's really that need a leg up or need a hand up. You know what I'm saying? Not a hand out, but a hand up, right? So we got people who are Americans who are in a rough situation, right? They need services. They need these services. People in the hood need police, right? Illegal aliens don't need to come over here using police. Okay? This service ain't for them. Schooling is not for them. How you gonna come to somebody else's country and then use up the resources and demand that we give you the resource? Demand it. Can y'all imagine moving over to France or somewhere, not knowing French, moving over there and then telling them y'all got to make all the signs English because I don't speak French. Y'all have to let me come to your school. I don't know French, but so y'all have to not only teach the child French, but also French well, right? Because in their schools, they're taking language classes of a language they speak already. So now you got to teach them how to speak the language plus the regular coursework. They're doing double the work over there. That's what they're doing over here. They're coming here, they don't speak English, right? They don't speak English. So the teachers are working extra hard, and then they have to use more resources because then they have to go find bilingual teachers, right? So they have to bring them into the school systems. That's more money, and then you gotta so they can be a liaison or whatever between the parents who don't speak English and then the school. We're putting all this money and resources into people who are not they're not citizens. These people are insane. Insane. The audacity to come to somebody else's country and make them cater to you. We don't do that to nobody else around the world. Who goes to China and makes them put up English everywhere? Tells them that y'all language, Mandarin Chinese, y'all can't speak that so much because we don't speak that. In their country, you're gonna speak Chinese. You're gonna speak Mandarin or whatever the other language is. Mandarin is the primary one, if I'm not mistaken. And that's what you're gonna speak. That's what's gonna be on their signs, right? If you go to I don't know, whatever country, Venezuela or somewhere, Spanish. That's it. If you go there, you have to learn Spanish. They don't learn English for you. They don't cater to you, right? America is the only country that pretty much, one of the only countries, because the UK has the same type of issue, where people come into the country and then we have to cater to them. We have to roll out the red carpet for people who aren't even citizens. They coming over here, breaking into the country, okay? They smuggling in kids, they smuggling in women that's already their property, basically, right? They're slaves to them. So they're pimping out the women and stuff. They're living out this life of crime. And then on the same token, if they have a child, they can go to our schools. They get free housing, they get welfare, EBT food stamps, EBT cash, all that. Not even citizens. Why is it that people are even considering that we're supposed to be standing up for them? For what? They can go back to their country and stand up for themselves over there. Don't come over here and make us stand up for you while you take our resources. And then you got Mayor Reed and people like him, Brandon Johnson in Chicago. Pretty much, if you can think of a Democrat mayor, they're all on the same board, pretty much. The only one that's pushed back was Mayor Eric Adams of New York City, and y'all saw what happened to him. They tried to get him locked up on some Fed stuff. All right, but they did drop the case. It got dismissed with prejudice because there was no reason for it to be brought in, to begin with. But they did it because he was putting his foot down about the immigration issue. And he's the only Democrat that I've seen any mayor, any Democrat mayor of any city that has put his foot down and said, this is enough. We're not going to keep taking illegals. We're not going to keep giving them all this financial support and all this stuff. And he got indicted for it. So that's where we are with it. You got Mayor Reed over here, kowtowing. People love to say Montgomery don't have an issue. Y'all know it's an Alabama representative that said, why are we even talking about illegal immigration in Alabama? Is that a problem here? State Rep Penny, what's her name? Patrice Penny McClammy. She was interviewed and said, we have an issue. Like, I feel like we're targeting a certain group of people for no reason, basically. Really. Really, there are groups and organizations that keep up with illegal immigrants, right? So in Alabama, that they know of, there's at least 60 something thousand. 60 something thousand. All right, 60,000 plus, right? And if it's a number, you pretty much guarantee that number is bigger than what they think it is. They're just guesstimating. So 60,000 people. That's bigger than the city of Selma. That's bigger than the city of Anniston. That's bigger than that's pretty much the same size of the city of Dothan of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't no small number. It ain't like it's 600. 60,000. So, and then we've seen story after story after story of these individuals coming to Alabama, and we had one that got arrested for raping kids and child molestation, all kind of stuff. You had one over there in Auburn area. He was going the wrong way on the interstate up the ramp and hit a man that's a doctor. Hit him head on, killed the man. He was from Columbus, Georgia. An American citizen, a doctor, died because an illegal alien was in a car driving in the United States when he shouldn't have been here. He shouldn't be behind a wheel. How's he got a driver's license? He's an illegal alien. He's driving the wrong way on the interstate, collides with a citizen, kills him. Go tell that family that illegal immigration ain't no issue. Tell the family of the child or children that got molested and raped by this illegal alien up there in the Birmingham area. Tell them illegal immigration ain't no problem. Patrice McClammy. Tell them that. But see, because they're Democrats, they got to circle the wagon. They got to make sure they, you know what I'm saying, their base is feeling real comfortable, making sure they're protected and all this while the citizens suffer, while we suffer. That's how it goes. Shannon Bedsoe said, defend his residents. How about his American citizens? Yep. Carol Smith said illegal. Yeah. They are illegal. What's up, Beard? Beard said this guy is pure trash. Evil as hell. Yes, he is. Shannon said he's defending illegals while we are in danger. Giving them our taxpayer resources is Marxist. That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. And it's only one party that does this. This ain't a two-party situation. This is one party that's pushing into this direction. That's the Democrat Party. Y'all look at it. Mayor Reed standing up, Brandon Johnson. You had any mayor of any, I promise you, any liberal Democrat mayor, Austin, Texas, I don't care where it is. They all believe this. They want to stand up for the illegals while we suffer. Janelle said taxpayers are paying for it. That's right. Hey, Tamika, she says, I'm sure the mayor knows that Hyundai and all the suppliers would go out of business without migrant labor, legal or illegal. And so, see, he did mention that as well in the video. I don't want to play too much of that video because I know they're going to try to do some weird stuff. So he brought that up too. He was talking about the importance of keeping the work. It was more, he was asking about the tariffs. And so with the tariffs, he was talking about it's important that they keep Hyundai going and they keep it they keep it staffed and all that good stuff. And I guess he was kind of like trying to allude to a lot of the workers are possibly illegal, you know, they're from other countries. And my answer to that is very simple. Any job that the so-called illegals or people who are from certain countries, Hispanic countries or whatnot, whatever job that they're coming over here to do now, if they weren't here doing the jobs, guess who would be filling the roles? American citizens would, right? So back when I was a kid, you would see, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote, whites and blacks, would be mainly on construction sites. You know what I'm saying? My dad did construction. I used to go watch him help build the houses and buildings or whatever they were working on. It was mainly whites and blacks that were doing it. So it's not like whites and blacks don't know how to build stuff, right? It's not like they don't know how to do road work. It's not like they don't know how to go out and pick crops and stuff. Like, this is a newer thing where now we're saying illegal immigrants are doing all this type of manual labor work and stuff. Well, that's more new though. We were doing that before, but now they're coming in and they're taking less money, all right, and they're not getting all the benefits that they would have to pay an American citizen, right? So that's kind of what's going on. They're taking resources, like I said, they're taking resources, taking jobs, they're taking your child's space in the classroom, whereas your child can't even know, they can't read by 4th, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade. But we got illegal aliens bringing their kids in who don't know English. So they're having to teach them English plus the regular curriculum. All that's costing money. And they're bringing in interpreters. They're bringing in these bilingual people. Like, all that costs money that we apparently don't have. Let MPS tell you they don't got no money. So why are we putting ourselves in a worse situation by allowing people into the school system that shouldn't be there? They shouldn't be there. This ain't even difficult. Like, I don't know why they're trying to make this so much of an issue. Kitty said thank you to Shannon for what she said. Yep. And Shannon said Reed is saying our police are protecting illegals but defunding them for us. Yep. I told y'all know this already. Democrats don't know if they're coming or going. All right. On one hand, he wants to give the illegals protection, all right, with our police department that we pay for. But at the same time, he's defund. He was for defund police back in 2020. And it just so happens that when he came in to being the mayor, since being mayor, we've lost half our police force, basically. Like, it just, you know what I'm saying? So it sounded like he was, successful in defunding police, right? So on one hand, you want to defund police, but then you want to give illegals the protection. So you got to, how many police we supposed to have for the citizens then? If the police that we got gonna be over there at the illegals' house for whatever issue they got going on, well, they shouldn't even be here. This stuff here, it's just ridiculous, man. And I don't care what, don't nobody come talking about some, man, you gotta have a Christian heart. You gotta make sure you're for everybody. Everybody's a person. We're all human. Hey, man, true enough, but there are laws and rules and regulations. All right. So when you are speeding down the highway and you're drunk and high on something, what happens? Do they not arrest you and put you in jail? Don't you go to jail? You know what I'm saying? You might have a family. Don't nobody care about all that. All right. You did something wrong. You broke the law. You're going to jail. But then when it comes to illegals, all of a sudden it's, man, they got families, man. Don't split up the family. Well, they broke the law to get here. So whose fault is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, whose fault is that? Like, how you gonna be okay with the law being the law for you, but not for them? Like, this is just, boy, Democrats something else. There it is, right on time. Kitty said Democrats ruin everything. Not much for Republicans. Okay, but mostly their own fellow Democrats, right? Such idiots. They must receive funds when taking in these illegals, like welfare recipients. Yeah, they definitely get some kind of kickback. These Democrat mayors and these governors that are just allowing these people to come in and take over, they have to be getting some kind of kickback. Have to be. Have to be. Everything's behind. You gotta either be getting some money behind it. All right. And for them, it works out because, see, the Democrat Party is working right now. They're trying to create a whole new voter base. All right. That's just real. You can't tell me different because in New York City, the Democrats up there was trying to legalize illegal aliens voting. That's a real thing. They are actively trying to get illegal aliens the right to vote in elections. So you can't tell me different about all this fake news and they're not trying to, they would not do that or whatever. No, that's exactly what they're trying to do. That's documented. They are not being quiet about it. They're trying to push bills through with it. You can read it. Let's see here. They can underpay illegals. Yep, it's all about profit. Yep. Slave wages. There you go. Literally working for pennies. Tamika. Yep, that's right. And guess where the pennies go? Back to their home country. They send that jump back to their mama and grandmama and them in Guatemala and Venezuela, wherever they come from, whatever country, Russia, China, wherever they come from. If they're here legally, I don't care where they're from, they got to go back. Period. Sherry said corporate greed. That's right. Paid off. Soros loves to pay for Americans' ruin. That's right. He done wrote books about this stuff. He ain't hiding it either. But these Democrats nowadays, they are not hiding their agenda. Okay, they're not. It's not a secret. Like people like talk about. I'm gonna go a little deep right here, a little bit deep. I ain't gonna go too deep, but I'm gonna go a little deeper. All right. The whole Illuminati thing, like y'all know, secret society, all that stuff, right? So when I was growing up and when I was like hearing about that Illuminati type thing, people used to wonder who's behind it. Like, who are the Illuminati? Who are these people who are in control of society? You know what I'm saying? The world and all that. I don't know the answer to that question specifically, but I do know that the Democrat Party in America is definitely a part of it, right? Definitely a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I think they kind of lower down on the totem pole, but they are a part of that whole Illuminati, you know what I'm saying, secret society controlling everything, because why else would they be pushing for certain bills and certain laws and things, right? Like, why would you work against the best interests of your country and the best interests of your citizens? All most people want in life is to be able to be safe. They want to be able to raise their families. They want to have freedoms, all right, like of speech, just going about their days and not having people like trying to like monitor and make sure they not doing certain things or whatever. If they do something wrong, you got to go to jail or get ticket. Like, people don't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, people just want to have freedoms. The freedoms that we've been told we have based on the Constitution. Well, based on God gave it to us, but the Constitution reflects it, right? So we just want that. We want to be able to have a job, work a job, or own a business and work our way up. You know what I'm saying? Upward mobility. That's what we want to be able to do that. Most people want that. All right. But the Democrat Party, who's in cahoots with Marxist groups worldwide, all right, the World Economic Forum and all this type of stuff, they're all in cahoots. And what they're trying to do is create the society where everybody's on the same level. It don't matter how hard you work, how smart you are. It don't matter what degrees you have, what experience you have. You are not going to be any higher on the totem pole than the dumbest person. All right? You can get how many degrees y'all want to get. I mean, how many doctorate, PhDs, and all that stuff. At the end of the day, you're going to be a lab rat with the rest of us. All right? That's Marxism. That's socialism. That's what the Democrat Party is what they're pushing. It's what they've been pushing for the last I mean, heavy for like the last 20 years. Real heavy. So, I ain't gonna go too much deeper than that. I don't know who at the top. There's some organizations, all right, BlackRock and got a lot Vanguard. You got a lot of these big time organizations and companies that own a whole bunch. All these stores y'all go to, all right, Targets and Walmarts and Amazons and all this stuff. A lot of these stores y'all use online and y'all go to physical locations. A lot of them stores are owned by the same company, the same people. All right. I'm gonna put it in the smaller context for you. So when y'all go to Walmart, you're going down the cleaning aisle. All right. You got all these Gain detergents and Tide and Purex and all this stuff, right? I want y'all to look on the back of that or look on the front and look at the label and look and see what company is making that product. Not necessarily making it, but who's distributing it. I bet you probably about 70, 80% of what's on that aisle, all your smell goods, your Air Wicks and all that. What's the other thing called? Air Wick and Glade. Y'all know all them brands, all of them are owned by the same company. It don't matter which one you get, that company is still making money. All right? Diversification, that's what that is. Okay? And they got all the, so let's connect that with that's right. Absolutely. She said they send billions back to their countries instead of putting it back. That's right. Exactly right. So when you're going down the aisle and you're getting all the cleaning supplies, it don't matter which one you pick. You can get Tide, you can get Gain, it don't matter. P&G is still the company that's getting paid, right? You can buy Airwick, you can buy Glade, all right? It don't matter. Guess who's getting paid? P&G, right? That's what it is. So you got these big time companies like BlackRock that owns all of these restaurants, retail stores, and all that stuff. So it don't matter which one y'all go to. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's why to a certain extent, I don't get too caught up in the whole, I'm not gonna go shop at a certain place because of this one issue, like hot button issue. They're LGBT or whatever. They're all LGBT. What company, what chain of company is not LGBT? Right? Even if they don't outright say it, like doing the commercials and stuff, they got other campaigns that they do that y'all just don't hear about like that, right? Or they'll put the wording a certain way to where it's not just overt, just in your face, but people who are in that community that they're talking about, they know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? They're in a car company in America that ain't LGBT. They don't promote it. I would love somebody to name one. Name one car company that does not promote inclusion, equity, LGBTQ, all that stuff. They all do it. And if you go to the top, they're all owned by the same people. I'll let y'all go deeper into that. All right. I know more. I ain't gonna go too deep. Because I don't want to talk over, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk to where people don't know what I'm talking about. I know a lot of y'all do though. A lot of people watch me though. Most of y'all know more than I do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know more than I do. So a lot of y'all be sending me information. They are buying up all the houses. The goal, we own nothing. Rent from them. Yep. They control all the money. They poison the food. They own our politicians. That's it. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. Right? These politicians, even it's some of them, it's not necessarily like a lot on the Republican side, but a few of them on the Republican side fall into this too. Right? People at the end of the day, people are going to be corrupt, right? With people, like people are corrupt, man. Like as a child, you get corrupted. You know what I'm saying? As a child growing up, you getting around certain people, other kids and stuff. So everybody don't raise their kids the same. So we all know that. So some people let their kids run around and do whatever they want to do, right? And then your kids see that, and they're not raised that way, but they see your kids doing it, so then they're gonna be more inclined to maybe do something or try it. You know what I'm saying? They'll be more willing to try because they saw somebody else's kids getting by with it. So it's corruption. So as adults, it's no different. People are gonna be in the business of trying to get power, trying to get control, trying to make money. And if it's easier for them to go ahead and agree to something that they normally probably wouldn't, they don't stand for it personally, but when it comes to the business, to make this deal go through, they'll agree to it. They'll compromise that. Most people will do that. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. And I think we all know this. Most people will compromise when money's involved. All right? It just, you know what I'm saying? It ain't but a few of us that ain't gonna be bought like that. It's a few. It ain't that many. So these politicians are easily bought. A lot of politicians are easily bought because a lot of them already agree with the stuff anyway. It ain't hard for Mayor Reed to talk about standing up for LGBT and all that stuff and equity for black folks and all this. That's regular for him because I mean he's grown up in a household where this was talked about, right? He was born to be a Democrat, basically. You know what I'm saying? He been molded for that, so it ain't enough for him to do that, right? And on a side note, I cannot. What I'm saying is, of course, alleged. All right, it's alleged. It probably ain't even true. It probably ain't even true for real. But it is a possibility that the city of Montgomery, we might be having a change of the guard. All right, because it's some things happening that ain't supposed to be happening. I don't want to get too specific, but I done heard from a couple of different very good sources of people that I respect, and I don't see them as people who just talking. You know what I'm saying? The city of Montgomery is finna get some things happening. So we might not have to deal with the person that we talking about in this video. We might have to deal with that person too much longer. I mean, I would hope we don't have to, but it's a possibility that we're not gonna have to. All right, I'm just gonna leave that there. If I get some more information, all right, then I'll put that out there. But I ain't gonna speak too much. You know, it probably ain't nothing to it though. It probably ain't nothing to it for real. But you know, it's possibility though. Possibility. All right. I mean, I'm just gonna put it like that. But this right here is ridiculous though. This is ridiculous. The people, and I ain't gonna lie, going back to what I started the video talking about, right? Mayor Reed was defending illegal aliens, talking about they need police protection and they need, you know, schooling and they need to be able to talk to the doctors and without any kind of fear of basically getting deported, all right, because they're here illegally. Going back to that, the people who shouldn't be standing with Mayor Reed on this, the people who should really be the loudest about this, I mean, in my opinion, I think everybody should be loud about it. Let me make sure that's clear. I think everybody, if you're American, you should be on the same page that this is just crazy to allow people into your country illegally. It's just crazy. But the people who are affected first and foremost are black folks in urban America. because these people are mainly moving to urban like cities, right? Like when on my side of town, Bell Road, Troy Highway, all right, Bell Road, Troy Highway area. I remember when the wave came in of all these Hispanics. It was around about 08, 09, 2010, that range. I left for college. When I left, I don't even recall. I can't even remember a Hispanic in my neighborhood. I don't even remember one. We had like one Asian family. Everybody else was black. Couple sprinkles of white. You know what I'm saying? I come back from college, like after I've been there for like a year, I come back. It's like the whole street done went Hispanic. Like one street is all Hispanic. And mind you, my neighborhood was very small, so it was 4 streets, right? So that's it, 4 streets, and that's it. One street was all Hispanic. Like, okay, that's weird. I come back again about a year later. Man, almost the whole neighborhood that went Hispanic. I mean, it was like almost overnight. I mean, very fast. And so they came into our neighborhood, which was already like mostly black. And then the black folks moved out and Hispanics moved in. And it wasn't just my neighborhood. It was the other neighborhood across the Troy Highway. And then I noticed a couple of, car shops, you know what I'm saying? Automotive shops that's Hispanic owned. They popped up. Then you go down the boulevard and they got more car shops and they got more this and that. Like, they don't move to East Montgomery. You know what I'm saying? They ain't in East Montgomery. They moving to the hood. All right, that's where they moving to. And it's like, black folks should be the main ones talking like, yo, man, this ain't right. But black folks are the ones that's like, man, we gotta love on them babies. You know what I'm saying? We gotta love them. They people like us. We love everybody. And look, man, that's cool. You're supposed to love everybody. But you ain't supposed to just be a dummy. How you gonna be able to live your life to the fullest extent when you need assistance and certain services, but you're allowing other people who shouldn't be here to take up the services that you're trying to get? How can you live your life to the fullest and get the services that you need if they're taking the services from you? Like, how we're working backwards. They don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? So you can love them. Y'all ever heard love from a distance? Let them folks go back over there where they come from. Now, if they want to come over here and do it the right way, cool. There are people that do that all the time. There are people who are on the waiting list, been on the waiting list for 10 years, 15 years, because they want to do it the right way. Okay? I'm sure there are people that die waiting on the waiting list, right, to be an American citizen. All right? But they don't break the law to come here. You got other people that's gonna break they care so less about us. All right, they don't have no respect, no regard for us, to the fact that they just gonna break into the country, sneak in here. That's how much they think of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you take up for them? It's like somebody breaking into your house. They break into your house. They taking up eating all the food out of the refrigerator. They watching your TV and all kinds of stuff. You come home, you like, man, who are you? And they're like, I just moved here from Guatemala or whatever. I'm just checking you out to your TV, man. You have a great TV, big screen. Oh, great food in the refrigerator. Oh, good food, really good. Fruits, vegetables, I got all my food. And it's like, and then you say, oh, you know what? I mean, that's cool. Hey, how about this right here? You just sleep on that side of the house. I sleep on this side of the house. Nobody gonna say that. You're gonna say, get the out my house. You'll probably put hands, feet, elbows, knees, head, butt, all kind of stuff. You're gonna be this, all you're gonna hear. That's all you're gonna hear. If a person is in your house, but when they come into the country, oh man, We gotta show them love, man. Let them folks on in here, man. What? Just ignorant, man. Just ignorant. We have homelessness while there are no homeless illegals. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You ride around Montgomery. God dog, you know what? I can't really think of. I'm trying to think of any like the only foreign people that I ever see that's quote unquote homeless. I don't think they're homeless for real. I don't think most of the people that's out there with signs are homeless. I don't think so. I mean, are there one or two? Sure, I'm sure you can find it. Like there are exceptions to every rule, but most of the people out there they ain't homeless. And I remember it was I think she was like Indian or something. You know, like red dot Indians. I think it was her. It was a woman and a man. They used to be on the Taylor Road exit. The man used to walk up to your door. Well, both of them did. The woman and the man, they'll walk up to your car, knock on the window and everything. Boy, y'all better go back to what's them cities over there? I forgot them cities over there in India. They better go out to India with that. Or Bangladesh, wherever it came from. You knock on somebody's window over here, you might get shot. You know what I'm saying? Folks might have that Carmelo Anthony attitude. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even got to put hands on them or nothing. You just show up and they gonna shoot you. So, you know what I'm saying? It's different here. I don't think they did their homework before they came over here. But they're the only ones though. Like, and I ain't seen them in a long time. So maybe they moved to Atlanta or somewhere. But most of the people you see are like whites, blacks. You know what I'm saying? Like American citizens. I mean, some of them are veterans. I think some of them be lying. They'd be like, I'm a veteran. I don't think some of them were. Some of them were. I don't think all of them were though. Folks do lie. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all realize that folks do lie though. They'll lie real quick with a quickness. they'll lie and they won't bat no eye. They not gonna, you know. So you'll be like, dang, they for real? Like they really told me a story, a whole story about where they came from, how they grew up and everything, and then you're like, man, none of that was true. Yeah, they just lie to you. Yeah, I get tired of seeing some of these folks though. I get tired of seeing some of these folks out here, man, with these signs. Like, man, y'all, how long you gonna be looking for a job, man? I told y'all a story about that man over here off at Atlanta Highway and Perry Hill. That man been out here. I done seen that man over there for the last about 2-3 years. For like 2-3 years, he been over there. Same sign talking about he need work and stuff. And I asked the man, I talked to this man. I said, yo, so how long you been looking for a job? Like, because everybody hiring. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's hiring right now. Oh man, I ain't had no job since 2013. And like 2013, you been looking for a job since 2013? That's what the man told me. I promise y'all, the man told me that. He ain't trying to work. All right. He out there hustling. He out there hustling. If you are able-bodied enough to stand outside in 85-degree weather in Montgomery, Alabama, heating index 90, 95, y'all know sometimes it get to 100 plus. If you can stand out there day in and day out for 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, there ain't no excuse for you not be working somewhere. I don't want to hear no sad story about this person passed away, my dog died, my cat is paralyzed. Oh man, look, I don't care nothing about none of that. Okay. I mean, sorry, not sorry. I don't want to hear that though. All right. I can tell you a million sad stories too. But you out here standing in this hot weather, right? You ain't got no problem standing up, walking back and forth. Y'all walk all over the city of Montgomery and stuff. You can do all that. Go find yourself a job and get off these streets. You know what I'm saying? Y'all out there hustling. I get so tired of that. If folks roll that in window and give them $5 and stuff, why? Why? It's like feeding a cat. A stray cat come around, you give it some food, guess what's gonna happen? That cat gonna keep coming back. And then guess what's gonna happen? That cat gonna bring another cat. Before you know it, you done got the whole cat household that moved into your place. They at your residence trying to get food or your business or whatever that you feeding them at. They gonna be showing up. Cause they know, oh, this that food that they gave me that food last time. This food. Hey y'all. They gonna say all their cat friends. Hey, purr, all that stuff. Hey, they gonna come over here and eat. They got food over here, y'all. They all coming. Cause you messed up and gave one food. You know what I'm saying? So when you give these people cash money, they gonna take that and then they gonna know, oh, I can come back and do that again. Matter of fact, they gonna remember you. Oh, he in that car. Oh, that's him right there. He gave me that money last time. Let me go and holler at him. They come right back to you. Right? And there's no incentive for them to not be out there. Because you're giving them cash money. If they can make $300 a day, let's lowball it. Let's say they make $100 a day. All right. Why would you not be out there? If you could still stand outside and make $100 for just standing there with a sign, why would you leave? You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all enable these people. Oh man. Let me pull this video. We'll watch a little bit more of this video. See what else they're talking about.
Your local paper, the Montgomery Advertiser, is reporting that car parts are actually your city's top exports to places like Canada, China, and Mexico, all countries where Trump has imposed tariffs with eye-popping percentages. What are you hearing from black mayors about the tariff situation, and how are they preparing to tackle it?
You know, even talking with our new president of the African American Mayors Association, Van Johnson, who is the mayor of Savannah, Georgia, a major port in this country, we're concerned about the growth opportunities, how this will impact our job development in our cities, whether it's Savannah or whether it's even in a city like Montgomery, where automotive manufacturing has been the bread and butter for the last 25 years in this area, and certainly for even longer in our state. And when you consider the impact that it has, leading to potential higher inflation, leading to pullback on consumer spending, which impacts, in particular in cities like mine, sales taxes. Sales tax revenue funds our budget, disproportionately so in many cities in the South. And when you look at that, that means we can't go out there and pave the roads or fix the potholes or improve the community centers or provide some of the other programming that so many of our residents are looking for. So the impact of the tariffs potentially for cities, in particular cities with black mayors with majority black populations, is very, very grave, because it has the impact to stifle the growth and to stifle the progress that so many of us want to bring to our communities economically. And I think that when you consider the disruption of the supply chain and automotive manufacturing sector, that could also lead to job losses. And those are things that we just can't afford to have when prices are going up and the cost of living continues to rise.
Yeah, man. Everything going up because the administration that you supported, sir, the Biden administration, they were instrumental in creating this whole inflation issue. The people that you support. See, y'all want to go back now and talk about inflation and stuff like it's something new, like it's just now a thing. It was a thing back in 2021 when your guy was in office and your lady was in office. You know, Kamala Harris, the lady that he supported to be president, she was in office as VP with Joe Biden, the president. Inflation was already an issue. Okay? They did the whole, the American Rescue Plan and stuff. All these trillions of dollars that was printed and all the business closures and stuff that y'all, all that stuff, man, all that impacted us. Like y'all do things to make stuff higher, and then you want to put it on the next man. Then they want to talk about these tariffs. Trump, well, I love Trump, man. Trump is the man. This is why he's the man. Because he gets that he's a master negotiator, number one. So he's like, yo, these other countries been putting tariffs on us. They charge us out the yin yang for products, right? We take care of a lot of these other countries, like militarily wise. Like without us, they wouldn't have no protection. Okay, a lot of European countries, Canada, a lot of countries, man, they wouldn't even, if we left Canada and Sweden and Norway and Denmark and all these, we left these countries hanging. Who gonna help them out? Like really? So anyway, Trump understands this, so he's like, yo, instead of us giving y'all all our money, we sending money around the world. We giving billions of dollars to these other countries for whatever issue they got going on that don't even impact us. We're gonna make sure we're gonna put some tariffs on certain countries like Canada, China. We're gonna make sure that they are paying a fair share. So that what they'll do is they'll bring down their cost on us. See, when he did the tariff, people were like, "Oh man, that's not a good idea because we shouldn't be trying to do that because it's gonna make our prices go up." But what he's trying to get y'all to understand is he's going to put the percentage at such a high percentage that what they're gonna do is try to come back to the table, which Canada did. Canada came back to the table and was like, "Yo, let's talk." Because initially, when Trump put the tariff on Canada, everybody went crazy, right? Everybody, all the media in America, they all hate Trump anyway. They all, oh my God, he's terrible. The price of the cars gonna go up, the price of this and the price of that. Well, Canada was, at first Canada was like, the lady that was representing, she said, "Oh well, we're not gonna." Matter of fact, she over there in UK or somewhere. But in Canada, they were like, "Man, we're gonna, we're not gonna stand for this, man. We're gonna stand our ground and stuff." And then they folded. They called right back, "Hey man, let's work something out." All right. Same thing over there with the EU. That lady, I forgot that lady. Y'all seen the lady on the news standing up to my some they ain't gonna be bullied and all that type of stuff. And then about 2 days later, we want to make sure we are in negotiations with the United States. We value our partnership. Yeah, I know y'all. We know y'all do. You know what I'm saying? We know that. Trump knows that. Right? So it's kind of like a game of kind of like a cat and mouse. You know what I'm saying? And it's negotiation. Like you can't just let countries just take advantage of you. And this is what they've been doing to America. And see, America's been allowing it to happen for like 40 years or however long, 50 years or whatever. So most presidents had just been coming in and just going along with the get up. You know what I'm saying? They've been going along with the get down. Trump came in 2016 and he saw all this was going on. He like, oh hell no, we ain't finna. No, this is America. We ain't finna go for this. And that's why they had so much pushback on him in 2016. Then they made sure he didn't get elected 2020, but then 2024, it was too big to rig. He got in there, and guess what? Now he's picking up where he left off at, and he's having to double back and do things, undo things that Biden did. But they know, oh, he ain't playing. They all know the game. They know he's finna go in there and do. Except this time, he got more of an experience of who he needs to put in place and how he needs to go to where it be more smooth. Well, that's why he put Elon in there. That's why they got all these people. They got all these billionaires, and they got people like Vivek Ramaswamy, people who understand business. Let them look at the business stuff and find where we can cut off some fat, all right, and make this thing more lean, mean, all right, a lean, mean machine, all right. That's what they're trying to do. Trump understands now. He gets it. And so he been coming in there just killing it. He's moving so fast, the Democrats can't keep up. Democrats are like in a tailspin. They're like, what is going on? Like, okay, he just did that. They doing that too? Oh man, they can't keep up. They don't know what he's finna do next. But they know whatever he is doing, they can't allow it to happen because he's messing up the get down. It's been going a certain way for all these years. They don't need nobody in there to mess nothing up, to interrupt anything. The power structures, the money, all that. And Trump is in there just disorganizing everything. He done came into office and he done threw papers all over the floor. He done went into this file cabinet, threw the papers all over. Like he just destroying everything that they have built. This machine that they built, he is tearing it apart and putting it back together in the way it should be put together. And they can't stand it. Now, a lot of them they was saying the same stuff. The stuff he's doing now, Democrats were saying it needed to be done 15 years ago, 10 years ago, but now that Trump is doing it, they got a problem with it. I mean, if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you other than you being a willful idiot because the information is here. It's there for you to see. So you just don't want to see it, right? Or you see it, you just don't want to admit it. What's up, Jamie? Jamie said, regardless of the inconveniences it may cause, our children deserve our delayed gratification. I do it for mine all the time, as I know you all do. What's wrong with bearing a little hardship to secure a better future for them as a collective? There you go. There you go. You know what I'm saying? As parents, there's things that you forego, right? Because you want to make sure your kids are able to do certain things, activities, or, you know what I'm saying, experience certain things. You know what I'm saying? Get a certain education and stuff like that. You do that. So you have to look at the government and look at it the same way. We elect them to represent us and be good stewards of the monies that we pay in taxes, of policy making, law making, you know what I'm saying, advocacy, whatever it is. We expect them to be good stewards of the power that they have. And a lot of these politicians ain't trying to give up. Like they see it as power. Like they see it as like we're their we're inferior to them. Like, no, we're your boss. We put you in position and we pay you. You know what I'm saying? So you should be listening to us. But then what's happened is they have corrupted the school system and everything, media, all that, to where people don't even understand why they're putting certain people in office. Like, people don't know what the three branches of government are. They don't know who their state representative is. They don't know who their senators are. They don't know any of this stuff. All they know is this person said they're gonna stand up against racism and bigotry and all that stuff. I'm voting for him. That's all they know. A lot of them, that's all they know, because schools have dumbed them down. The media has dumbed them down to where that's all they look at. All they do is listen for these hot button words, like these terms. And once they hear enough of it from a certain person, okay, that's what I'm voting for. And now look where we are. You know what I'm saying? All right, I'm back on this thing. Back on this thing. Sorry about that. Had to deal with something real quick. All right, let's see. Government positions where were never meant to be lifelong. That's yup. That was an abrupt. And I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I am finna get off here though. I got something I gotta take care of. But what you said about government positions are not supposed to be long pursuit. That's true. They become careers. It's careers for these people. They get into office and they're in office for 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? They go in office in their 30s. They don't leave until they 85, 90, or they die. That's crazy. That's crazy. But y'all, I gotta get up off here, man. I appreciate y'all for being here. Make sure you hit the like before you leave. Share the video, that'd be cool too. Of course, if you're not already doing it, definitely follow the page. All right, follow the page for more of this information, this content, and all that good stuff. All right, appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all go watch replay. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna clip it up. So I'll try to put it, you know what I'm saying, have it more concise where you can watch like a smaller version of what I just talked about, what I discussed. Because earlier it was mainly talking about Reed, all right, and this whole illegal alien thing. He taking up for them like as if they citizens. They ain't not citizens. They shouldn't even be here. But anyway. Y'all take care. Have y'all a good rest of y'all day. I gotta get my daughter to her practice, man. So I'll see y'all on the flip side. All right. Until next time, I am gone.